Hey team, this is Chris Abraham from GOHacademy. Welcome to round 2, where we're going to be doing more math, a lot of math from all the different teacher certification exams. Use this stuff to make it a game, have fun, and learn a whole lot of math you're going to need to pass your tests. Let's take a look at our first set of problems. Let's have fun. Let's go. Hi team, my name is Chris Abraham from GOHacademy, and we're going to do another problem in our set involving the new General Curriculum 278 exam for math and science. This one's number 11 on the practice exam. I want you to take a few moments. I want you to read it to yourself. You can probably recognize it just by looking at the diagram, but read this one to yourself first, and then tell me to unpause the video, and we'll go in it together, okay? All right, this is another very common question that comes up. Whenever we're doing one-to-one tutoring or we have a class, this one comes up as one of the write-ins because teachers have a difficult time with this question. And I think, again, it's one of these ones where it's a little confusing and the diagrams are kind of challenging. In this scenario, the student is describing a ratio with words. They're using words to describe this ratio. And then we're trying to match up those words with the right picture. The pictorial representation or area model or diagram, right? So we have to make sure we understand what these words mean. And the key then is going to be to understand and how to read these words. And we have to understand how to deal with a ratio. You notice that one of the key ideas in this is the word ratio. In the actual scenario, it talks about ratios here, right? And ratio. So this is another key concept here. So we have to understand how to interpret this ratio 2 to 1. Maybe you've done a cooking recipe before and it involved two teaspoons of this for 1 cup of this, right? You've heard this. Or maybe you've heard of ratios like 2 boys for every 1 girl. Let's use that for a moment because that's probably something that you've come across before. Two boys to 1 girl. What does that mean? Well, in total, right? 2 girls to 1 boy. In total, there are 3 students in total, right? Of the 3 students in total, 2 are boys and 1 is a girl, right? So we could draw an area model that looks something like this. We're going to cut this up into thirds because there are 3 total students, right? Out of the 3 total students, 2 of them are boys for every 1 girl. So we could say that there's 2 to 1 boys, or we could write this as 2 out of 3 kids are boys, 1 out of 3 kids are girls, right? Here, let's look at this one right here. This one says shaded area to the unshaded area is approximately 1 to 6. We could think of this as like, well, this would be another area, another bar, right? But now we have, how many kids do we have? Well, we have 1 boy to every 6 girls. It's a total of 7 students, right? So let's just break this into 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 6, 7. Sorry, couldn't help it. So we have 1 boy for every 6 girls. A total of 7 students. 1 out of 7 is a boy, and 6 out of 7 is a girl, right? Totaling up to 7 parts. You see how I'm creating these area models? Now, the correct answer to this, if you're looking at this, is actually A. A is the correct answer. Let's see if it matches up. This first one is reading 2 to 1. Or another way we can think about it is like 2 boys for every 3 girls, right? And if you look at it, that's pretty accurate, right? There's roughly 2 out of 3 that's shaded, right? The next one is 1 to 6. We could think of this as 1 for every 7 students. And if you look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, my drawing isn't perfect, but you get the idea. This is roughly a picture of this one right here is 1/7, right? What about the last one, 4/5? Well, that would be like 9 students, right? out of the 9 students, let's just use this one right here. It's hard to draw this, right? But this would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So out of 9 students, 4 of them are shaded, or 4 of them are boys. So this is 4 to 5, or another way of thinking about that is 4 out of 9 students, right? Okay, I'm using this, where did I get the boy and girl thing? Remember, I added that in just to make a little bit more sense of it, right? So if we ever saw a ratio of 4 to 5, boys to girls, it would mean 4 out of 5 of this, 4 students are boys for every 5 girls. Or another way of thinking about that is 4 out of 9 total students are boys, right? See how I have this diagram? I came up with this. So the key skill in this is to be able to look at these diagrams and to be able to be like, yeah, 2 to 1 is the same as 2 out of 3. 1 to 6 is the same as 1 out of 7. 4 to 5 is the same as 4 out of 9. Can you see that? That's really important that you can see that. Now, here's a sort of a strategy you can use to help you with this. I'm going to clear this off. If you can take these and if you're able to visualize that, right? If you're able to get to this point where you're interpreting them like this right here. I'm going to draw a line right in the middle. So this is going to represent 50%, right? That's a pretty bad drawing, but you get the idea. Right in the middle. The first one is going to be more than 50%. This is like our 50% mark. So more are shaded. The second one is much less, right? 1/7 is much less than half, right? The third one, 4 9 is almost, right? Almost 50%. So we're looking for the diagram that's more than 50%. The next one's going to be much less. The final one is going to be almost. If we compare these to the other options, and I draw that line in all of them, right? This is very rough. Again, we're looking for, one that is, the first one is 2/3, which is going to be more than 50%. The next one is 1/7, which is going to be much, much less than 50%. And the last one is 4 9, which is almost 50%, right? So look at this one. It's more than 50%. It's much less than 50%. It's almost 50%. Now let's cross out the others. Is it more than 50%? This one's out. And because the first one's out, the entire thing's out. Okay, go to the next one. C. Is it more than 50%? Yes. Is it much less than 1/7 or much less than 50%? Yes. Is it almost 50%? Well, this one is actually right on 50%. You see that? So actually, that's not a check mark. That's out. You see that? So that would be the hard one to spot because that looks very similar to A. Okay? The first two are very close. The last one is the one that is a little tricky. It's equal to, it looks like it's equal to or maybe even over 50%. It's hard to tell, right? But it's definitely a little bit more, it's right around 50%. The last one, it's more than 50%, but the second one is supposed to be way less than 50%, and this one's out. So team, this next, what I'm showing you here is just a way of going through these and evaluating them. I personally feel like these two right here, these two choices here, this one, and this one visually are very close and could be challenging. So here's the other aspect of this problem that's problematic, okay? When I mean problematic, I mean like first, no one taught, there's never been a scenario like this I can think of in a classroom, right? Where a student has actually really said these words a whole lot. This is not a common thing. Would you agree? So that's problematic because a teacher has to visualize these scenarios, right? And you're trying to visualize this, and it's a hard one to grasp because it's very awkward, right? But the other challenging part of this, is just working with the diagrams. Like, for example, you can't take a line and draw this on the day of the test, right, on your screen. You can't take that pen and be like, right? You can't do that. So what you would be left with on the day of the test, if you had something like this, right, is you would have to come up with a drawing, right? You'd have to come up with a drawing and do some type of model drawing. And then it's like, you know, your model drawing might not be perfect, right? You're like, you know, you might be rushing. It just might not be, you know, perfect, right? And look, I'm doing it really fast, right? See, my model drawing, yeah, it's close to this one here. I could probably eliminate this one here and probably eliminate this one here, but you know, this one is also kind of close to my model drawing. And because you can't really write on the screen and divide these up with a pencil, this is a little bit hard to do, right, on the day of the test with a diagram like this. So whoever made this problem, they really didn't factor that in, right? They're assuming that, hey, sure, yeah, you can do this in your head. And that's not really like great math, right? I mean, you shouldn't be measured on how well your bar charts are from your head, or how well your bar charts look using an expo marker and you know, that writing utensil that they give you, right? Because your drawings might not be perfect. And so this could be a tricky one. You could get this one wrong because your drawing isn't up to snuff to the MTELs, right? Or whatever Pearson exam you have. So it's a little problematic in that way. All right, team, I hope I gave you some strategies to help you with this problem. It is a tricky one. It is another one of those problems where you have to match up some language, a scenario with a diagram. Try this one, work it out, watch this video again, share it with a friend if you found it helpful, okay? The more teachers that watch these, the better they're gonna do on their exams, the more they're gonna be able to help students. So please share it with your teacher colleagues. If you found it helpful, share it with a friend, share it with your principal. Maybe check out a GOHacademy workshop. You can go to www.GOHacademy.com. You can check out all our classes. The live classes are a lot of fun. When you're doing the 3-day or the 4-day class, it's a lot of fun. And then you have time to go back and listen to the class recordings and work through the digital library. So those two things, the live class and the class library and digital library, can be really helpful for teachers when they study. So I encourage you to check it out and participate, okay? Go to GOHacademy.com and you'll see all the information. Everyone, my name is Chris Abraham from GOHacademy. Hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, team. Bye-bye. All right, team, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I want you to give it a big thumbs up. Believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of teachers out there that are taking these exams. You're one of the few. So if you like it, you learned something, give it a big thumbs up, share it with a friend. Maybe check out a workshop. You can go to GOHacademy.com at www.GOHacademy.com. I'm sure you'll find those live workshops that we hold very helpful. So check it out. All right, team. This is Chris Abraham from GOHacademy. Everyone have a great day. I'll see you in class. Take care, team. Bye-bye.